Hey,
How we
Dan,
doing?
this doing good, Dan. Doing good. I appreciate you being here. This O-line, Dan, features 4 seniors, a 5-star sophomore that's really talented, whole bunch of guys that played a lot of football and have played a lot of football together. Can you take us through how that familiarity really benefits you guys as most of you go into your senior year?
Yeah, I think it brings a lot of leadership in the room, honestly. A lot of guys that played a lot of ball. So basically just bringing a lot of leadership for sure, and also a lot of chemistry. Like I said, we played a lot of ball, and we've also played a lot of ball together. So bringing in a lot of guys that have already played together, I mean, that chemistry, we should gel pretty well.
Next, we'll move to Robert Cessna at the Bryan College Station Eagle, and then we'll go to Mike Lucas.
Hey, Dan, last year in the 5 losses, you guys struggled to move the football on the ground in those games. When you look back at those games, what was the problem? And moving forward, how do you feel you'll match up better when you get to those top 10, top 25 matchups?
For sure. Like I said, chemistry, honestly. Guys that have played a lot of ball. We're coming back again for another year again with each other. This is our second year under Coach Henson. We're understanding him, what he wants, what he's asking of us, and I think it'll be tremendous.
All right, and we'll move on to Mike Lucas. But before we go to Mike, it should be noted that I'm told that that Dan will be graduating this December. So something else about Dan. So Mike Lucas.
Congrats on the early graduation, Dan.
I appreciate that.
How do you guys use what you've heard just from the outside world? Is that any fuel to the fire as you guys get ready for 2020?
I mean, honestly, my expectations for this offensive line and our expectations as a whole is a lot greater than what anybody else is thinking for us. So honestly, we just go out to practice and get better every day.
All right, next question is Tyler Shaw from KBTX, and then Owen Buchanan.
Hey, Dan. So, yeah, just again, kind of going off that a little bit, but what specifically have you seen in this first week of practice that you guys have really improved on, and how is this O-line going to be better than last year's?
Honestly, like I said, we go out every day to practice to get better. Our defensive line, who's very, very good defensive line, Coach Henson, Coach Fisher, people that push us every day in practice. So we just try to get better in all aspects.
Next question is from Owen Buchanan from TexAgs.com, and then on to Travis Brown on deck.
Okay, let's try that. Hi, Dan.
How we doing?
Good. I got 2 things for you, actually. First of all, when you self-evaluated your season from last year, what did you feel like that you need, to do to be a better player, and how did you approach? What was your approach in the offseason to address it? And then what's it going to be like? Is there going to be any difference at all playing next to Kenyon Green?
Honestly, this season, I had to look myself in the mirror and just say that I didn't play as good a ball as I wanted to, and I had to improve. And so this offseason was a challenge to myself to see how good can I be, how far can I push myself. And I think I did a good job of that, honestly. And Kenyon Green he's like a little brother to me. So I mean, playing next to him it's been great.
All right, we'll move on to Travis Brown, and then we'll go back to Gabe.
How's it going, man?
It's going good.
So I know the SEC released some new information today on some of the testing protocols for COVID-19, and it included some different kinds of heart testing, heart imaging, if you test positive. What does that mean to you as athletes, that the heart imaging, heart aspects of things are getting added on to as another safety precaution to keep y'all safe as you go into the season?
Honestly, I had no idea that was added. I mean, I believe we've been doing that before, honestly. So I don't think that changes anything with us. I mean, our training staff is doing a great job of keeping us up to date with everything. So I don't think that changes anything with us, honestly. Pretty sure we've been doing that.
Dan, you might tell them that before you even started practice, you had a cardiac test.
Yeah, we've before we start practice, I mean, like once you test positive, or you have to have a cardiac test to come back. So.
Thanks.
All right, we'll move on. Next question from Gabe Bach, and then we'll go back to Mike Lucas.
Yeah, Dan, you mentioned Kenyon and him moving to left guard. You're going to be playing next to him. In the short term and in the long-term future, how good can this guy be?
Oh, man, he can be great. And I've said that from the first day that I saw him do his first rep in one-on-one pass rush when he first got here last year. He's explosive, he's twitchy, and he figured it out early. And that's very rare. And his body type, his mindset, he prepares like an older guy. It's just exciting to watch him grow.
All right, let's move on to Mike Lucas, and then we'll go to Tyler Shaw.
Hey, Dan, two-part question here, but they're kind of tied together. What's it like going up against this A&M defensive line in practice every day? And then how does that help you guys get better and prepare for the other defensive lines you'll see in the SEC?
Yeah, it's helping us a lot. I mean, all across the board, our guys have gotten tremendously better and improved this offseason. Obviously, we had an extended offseason, so more time to lift, more time to get in shape, and you can definitely feel that on the field, and they're definitely getting us ready for the competition we'll be facing this year. So I can't remember what the second part to that question was.
Yeah, just, how you go against them every day in practice, how does that prepare you for, some of the other top defensive lines in the conference?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they stack up with the best, so definitely getting us ready.
Thank you.
Next question is from Tyler Shaw at KBTX, and then back to Owen Buchanan.
Hey, Dan, when you talk about the atmosphere and the feeling around just the entire team as a whole, when you go back to last year's first week of camp, how is this year's first week different?
The energy, for sure. The energy, you can feel it. The leadership, the young guys, they have a lot of personality and they bring a lot of energy to this team. And you can definitely feel it in practice. There's competition. It's not just trying to survive practice. We're competing every rep to get better, get each other better.
Thanks.
Next question from Owen Buchanan, and then last question we have on the queue is from Gabe Bach.
Okay, can I ask you two, Dan?
Yes, sir, you can.
All right. First of all, there is a school of thought that this Texas A&M offense will be as good as the offensive line. So how good do you think this offense will be?
This offense will be as good as this offensive line. You're very correct about that. And this offensive line is improving every day. Like I said, we're getting better every day. We're practicing every day. We're going against a tremendous defensive line. We have great coaches pushing us, great coaching staff. So I guess we'll just have to see on game day.
And secondly, I know everybody's read it and you've seen it. There's been all across the country, a lot of players deciding to opt out. Why do you think it is, in your opinion, that none of the main players for Texas A&M has decided to opt out this year?
We just want to play ball. That's all I can say. We just want to play ball.
Good enough.
All right. It looks like Gabe Bach will finish us up from
Dan,
TexAgs.com.
Thank you, Brad. Dan, what can you tell us, especially now that it's behind you? It seemed like it was a really banged up group. We know about McCollum's back. We know Prater played with an injury. We've learned that Carson's played with an injury. We've heard you played with an injury. Not to make any excuses, because you guys never once made an excuse out of it, but can you take us through just how badly the injury bug hit the O-line last year?
I mean, every year that happens. I mean, guys play banged up. I mean, honestly, like you said, there's no excuse. Once you get into week 2, 3, I mean, once you get into the season and the depths of it, everybody's playing hurt. So just can't focus on that. Honestly, we're blessed enough to have a longer offseason to be able to heal up from all of that. So just focus on this year and preparing for that.